Okay, so I'm going to be doing a wrap review, WRAP, and basically it's just I did it at the end of the year for 2025, and it's basically just kind of reflecting on the time that has passed and going through each section. It's wins, results, alignments, and pivots, and you kind of just reflect and you fill these out, and then it kind of better informs how you continue, whether it's setting goals or making adjustments or pivots to better suit your day to day or life or habits or goals or whatever it may be. For me, January is almost over, and I've been doing habit tracking here, and there's a lot of gaps. There's a lot of gaps in there, and a lot of bad streaks, like missed streaks, and things where I can improve. And I want to kind of just assess what has been working, what hasn't been working, or what I haven't been fully focused on, and adjust from there. So that way, instead of waiting until December and doing 12 months worth of things that are not working, I can do it now and better inform how I set up February. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you guys how I'm doing it, and just kind of walk through it really quick and just like explain it as I go. And yeah, I'll link where I got this idea from. I mean, reviewing your life isn't new, but the wrap specifically, this idea, I got it from another channel. Guy's name is Matt Ragland, and I will maybe put it up somewhere and link it below just so if you want to check that out. He has some good videos. There's a lot of like productivity stuff on there, so definitely worth a check out. I'm not affiliated, just where I got the idea and where this came from. So give credit where it is due. So this is my bullet journal, or my like habit tracker, how whatever you want to call it. It's got my habits and stuff in it, and my daily, and then I kind of like journal in here. And I can see like you know how my mood was pretty much consistently average. Some bad, only a couple of good days. That's unfortunate, but I skipped exercise. There's a period there where I skipped a lot of exercise. You can see that I've dropped off on sticking with my meal prep, and I've been eating a lot more junk food, and I've done some impulse spending, and I procrastinate more often than I should. So there's things that are working, and clearly I'm sticking to, and there's things that are not working. And to inform, before I make February's tracker, I wanted to reflect on January. So I'm just going to do one page instead of, you can see my little holocron there, instead of two, because it's just a month. So only a handful of things have happened. So I'm going to start by writing out my wins for January and then go from there, and I can kind of talk. Wins are basically things that went well, things that worked, and for a fact that they're positive and they went well. I mean, that's pretty easy. You can just reflect and what did I do consistently. I can even look at the tracker and see all the things that I was consistent with. So we'll start with that. So for wins, I just have three. It's only a month, but I think three. So I did stick with quite a few new habits. They're not all on the tracker, actually. Water's been pretty consistent. I have been doing morning pages every morning, or at least my version of it. And then I have been doing gratitude and meditation daily, and those are wins. Those are things that I want to be doing, and they're helping inform the kind of person I want to be and making my day start a little bit better. And then I have progress on this YouTube project I'm doing. Not this channel. I have a different project and channel that I've been working on for some time now. And then I have a plan for Sawyer's treatment, my cat's treatment. That's happening. That's wins. Now, results. Results, as in that video I mentioned, or on that channel in the video, Matt talks about looking at the past year, but in this case, the past month, as a reporter. So just noting things that happen. What did you do that was good? What did you do that was bad? What were the results? You're just jotting things down as an objective observer, not as yourself, not looking back and going, well, you didn't do this, you big dummy. That's not the point. The point is just to like get it down and see what did and did not happen. So take a minute and do that. Okay, so for my results, there's a lot of overlap here because some of the wins are obviously results. Like I have some daily consistency with that YouTube project. I have a confirmed diagnosis for Sawyer, which ties into the plan that we have finally. Multiple new positive habits, again, like that's a win and it's also a result. But so another result that maybe isn't so positive is I missed multiple days on other habits like exercising consistently sticking with my meal plan, logging the food I'm eating. I was eating a lot of junk food and I spent some money I shouldn't have. Not a ton, but I still did do that, and I meant to have, this month be a no spend month. So that was more of it's a minor result or minor loss, I guess, but just looking at it objectively, it's something that happened. I did miss my monthly weight goal as well. I wanted to be down 8 to 10 pounds. I am not, but I also didn't gain any more weight either, and I am still procrastinating. I wrote very much in motion, and it's kind of an idea I think from Atomic Habits, where you're in motion, not action. So where you're like doing things that like relate to what you want to be doing, but you're not actually acting on the things you want to be doing. So for example, I'm watching a lot of YouTube videos on things that I want to be doing, like book reading and learning how to make better edits for my other channel, and exercising and eating healthy, and I'm watching all these videos, but that's not helping me. I'm not following up with action. So I'm in motion a lot, which is often just a form of procrastination. So those are some of the results from this month. So alignment's next, and it's basically looking at these things and what you're doing and asking yourself, like, are these things aligned with the life I want to be living? Am I in line with my goals and the person that I want to be? So alignment basically just looks back on what you're doing and kind of you reflect on it and you think about your life and if these things are serving the life you want to live or if they're actually not, maybe even a hindrance. So what I put is my alignment. I want to be in action. I want to be a person who is doing things and not just like thinking about doing things. And then I want to make decisions not based on anxiety and fear. I often don't do things because I'm scared of the results or I'm anxious. I often make decisions based out of stress. I'm stressed about something, so I rush to action to try and remedy the stress. And sometimes I don't think that through all the way, and that ends up being something I don't want. For that, I am in action less than 50% of the time. I'm more often in motion, and that kind of comes back to this. I procrastinate, and I justify that procrastination by saying telling myself I'm seeking motivation. I'm watching these videos to like find inspiration and get motivated when I already know what I want to do. So it's not really, it's just putting off what I want to do. And then I have a few good habits over here, that I want to keep going, but many of them need adjustments or pivots, overhauls. I just kind of I'm on the right track, but oftentimes I'm moving backwards instead of forwards. So, or, standing still at the very least. So lastly is pivots. Pivots are basically the adjustments you're going to be making, the things you're going to do to better reach your goals and better serve that person you want to be, and the things that you think you need to be adjusting or changing to reach that goal. The changes you need to make, basically, is what it is. So I will put my pivots. So these are the pivots I'm going to be making. Continuing the good habits. I want to put more energy and time into YouTube videos for that other project I talked about, but also here. I think that this could have some value, both just for me in general, and then maybe other people if I could reach people more. I have to accept Sawyer's diagnosis and that the treatment is going to be fluid. It's going to be changing. There's going to be adjustments. We might have bad days. We might have good days. So still new, and I need to work on not getting discouraged when things aren't just like better. I want to focus more on my missed or skipped habits. I want to really try to not skip 2 in a row. That's from Atomic Habits too. And then I'm going to make some adjustments for February's habit tracker to make them more accessible for me and like stack them, the new habits or the adjusted habits, to the good ones I already have. And I put reflect weekly. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. It's just something that I think I could do. And that's it. That's my wrap. That's going to inform how I set up my February tracker, which I'm going to do a video on actually, and just like walk through my setup and how I'm planning on attacking February to hopefully better serve myself and my goals and managing stress and anxiety. So I'm gonna do that. That'll be forthcoming when I set that up. And I already have some ideas just from doing that review. I have ideas of what changes I want to make. Some of them were like apparent in the review itself, but I have some more ideas of like how I want to like habit stack and add some things and put some things together to maybe set myself up for success and things that I can focus on more. So as a reflection to better inform where I want to go, it definitely served its purpose, and I think it's something I will probably do monthly until I see more results, even after that, because like goals are going to change regularly, and if I want to be someone who continues to improve as a human person, I'm going to have to be making adjustments um, and reaching for higher goals as life goes on. So that is it for this video. See you in the next one. Check out that habit tracker one when it goes up if that's something that interests you. And see you next time. Thanks for watching.